A 15-year-old girl named Donna just lived in the countryside.
Yep.
Ever since Donna's mum died, she'd lived with her dad her entire life, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But one morning, Donna's dad was leaving on a business trip, and he said he'd be back very late. So Donna, for the first time ever, had to take care of everything around the house. Towards the end of the night, she stayed up a little later than usual because she was waiting for her dad to get back. But he just never came back. So she thought, I'm just going to go to bed. And then Donna had a really weird dream. She dreamt that she was on a busy motorway, and on the other side of the motorway she could see her dad. All this busy traffic was going, but she could see that he was trying to shout something to her, but he had his
hands covering his mouth.
Hands covered his mouth. So she had to like dodge all these cars, and she got into the middle of the road. She could hear her dad saying, "Don't open the door." So she woke up really sweaty, being like that was a really anxiety-ridden nightmare. And then at like 3 a.m. she heard a knock on the door, and her instant thought was that's just my dad. She went downstairs and she was a bit tired, and she looked through the peephole and she saw her dad, and the doorbell was ringing, and she was like, have you forgotten your keys, Dad? He just wouldn't reply. But the doorbell was still ding dong. She looked through the peephole again, and she noticed that her dad's expression was just a bit weird. And the doorbell would just keep ringing, so she thought, my dad's not answering me, I'm not even going to open the door. And she just sat at the bottom of the stairs waiting. Doorbell was still going, and she'd fallen asleep in front of the door. She got woken up by the sun pretty early at like 6-7 a.m. and she looked through the peephole and her dad was still there. And then she opened the door, and she said it was the most horrific sight. Her dad's severed head was on a stick, and then attached to the head was a note saying, "Clever girl."